Originally, I refused to race. When I first started swimming, I told Stu I wasn't going to race. He was like, oh, you should try. He had one of the Olympians, I think it was Lizzie Simmons, and he was like, oh, you should try just racing at something like within the team. And I guess that was the point where I realised that I could do pretty well. I came to the Middle East when I was 8 and then Oman when I was 12. I first joined Marlins in April 2016. I remember failing the first trial that I came to. She was like, I'm not fit enough, and I decided to show him that I was. So I came back 3 months later and I made the team. In 2015, 2016, I broke my collarbone twice, and I wasn't allowed to do any other sport but swim for 6 months. And I guess Stu saw the potential before I did and was like, you probably should give it a go. So in that span of time, I only had swimming.
Henry first trialled with Marlins when he was 11. He didn't actually make the team. He failed 2 trials, I believe, trying to get into the team. He managed to sneak in when he was 12. And it took a little bit of persuasion for him to want to swim, but eventually I think he saw his own talent, and he has become one of the great success stories we've ever had. By the age of 14, he qualified for the national championships in the UK, and by 15 he medalled at the national championships in the UK, and by 16 he then progressed even further and became one of the fastest 16-year-olds ever in the 200-metre freestyle, representing his country, Great Britain, when he was 18.
Originally, I refused to race. When I first started swimming, I told Stu I wasn't going to race. He was like, oh, you should try. He had one of the Olympians, I think it was Lizzie Simmons, and he was like, oh, you should try just racing at something like within the team. And I guess that race, that was the point where I realised that I could do pretty well. I think it was 8x50 relay, something really big, and it was me, Maria, Josie, Ivana, Pablo, like all those guys. And I just remember being in that, and I was like, this is actually so much fun, and that line of events just kind of put me in a position where I've stuck to it. In 2019, I moved to Dubai, where I joined Hamilton for 2 years. In Hamilton, I had made European Juniors in my last year there when I was 18, just before I went to uni. I went to University of Stirling in Scotland. I went mostly for the swimming because I had just made European Juniors. I did sports and exercise science as my degree. Thankfully, Stu's given me the opportunity to be able to come back here for my last little stint in swimming and hopefully make some good teams here, and we'll see how that goes over the next year or so. The one thing I really like about Marlins is the team atmosphere is so different to other squads. I feel like everyone knows everyone and it feels a bit more like a family than a team. And I guess like that helps a lot in building a good atmosphere, promoting kids to do sports. And I think pushing each other in the pool is one of the big parts as well. Me and Nitishai, we love like just motivating each other. Like when one's down, the other one's like, come on, get up and let's move it. And I think that really helps a lot, and I guess a lot of other teams don't have that kind of interaction between swimmers, and I guess with those interactions is where you can get that extra 1-2% in your performance. I would say that I wouldn't be in swimming without Marlins, so I guess all of my achievements I've ever had, I'd put down to Marlins, such as making EJs. Wouldn't have done that without Marlins. I mean, I wouldn't have done that without Stu either. I wouldn't be swimming today or even on those days if it weren't for Stu and Marlins. But the big one while I was in Marlins was getting a medal at Nationals, a bronze medal in the 53 in 2018. It has helped me throughout the years. I am happier, more confident. I mean, I'm in the best shape I could ever believe to be in because of swimming and Marlins. And I guess anything to do with swimming I put back to Marlins just because of the fact that I really wouldn't be where I am today without Marlins. Stu's been one that's been there for me throughout the years, even not as my official coach, just as a friend and a mentor. He's always been there to help me. I would not have made European Juniors if Stu hadn't told me that I could swim, I guess. Like, Stu pushed me so hard to just compete for my first time, and I flatly refused to. And if he had never convinced me to do that, I wouldn't have made a European Juniors, I wouldn't have made like an international meet. and then I wouldn't have gone to the university I went to, because I guess I wouldn't have been as good at swimming, and all of it comes back to Marlins. I would say actually Coach Stu is the best coach that I've had. I've had 7 or 8, over the years. Some head coaches, some assistant coaches, and I would definitely say Stu is one of the top, if not the top. In and out of the pool, he is so supportive, even not as my coach. And I know that when I'm sat in his office, he's talking to Mohammed Hazar, I think, who has left as well. So I know that he's not just done it for me, but he is a very good support and mentor to all of the swimmers in Marlins. And I feel like just because you leave Marlins doesn't mean that he'll no longer support you in your career.
Would you recommend for someone to join Marlins?
Absolutely. I've joined twice, and I always feel like a lot of people get their heads down when they don't make the team. But all I'm going to say is I'm living proof that you don't have to make the team the first time to be able to make the team the second time. There have definitely been points where I wanted to quit, just stay in bed an extra couple of hours. And I feel like Stu has helped me get through some times where I've definitely debated continuing. And hopefully he's got me this far, hopefully he can get me to a team and maybe hopefully make the Commonwealth Games.